Have you ever stopped to think about what actually happens when you refresh your social media feed? You know, that split second. It feels completely instant, right? But behind that simple scroll is one of the gnarliest challenges in modern system design. Today, we're going to tear that apart and look at the core architectural battle that makes it all possible: the push versus the pull model.
All right, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about the insane time constraint that rules everything, the 200 millisecond challenge. Then we'll get into the two basic jobs a feed system has to do. From there, we'll dive deep into the two main ways to do it, the push model and the pull model. And finally, we'll see how the pros combine them to get the best of both, and wrap up with the single most important lesson this whole thing teaches us.
So, let's start with the big one, the 200 millisecond challenge. This isn't just some nice-to-have goal. It's a hard, non-negotiable limit. See, anything slower than that just feels laggy to the human brain. So literally every single design choice we're about to talk about is made to beat that clock. Yeah, 0.2 of a second. Just think about that. In that tiny window, a system has to grab posts from maybe hundreds, sometimes thousands of people you follow, sort them, rank them, and then deliver that perfectly curated list to your screen. This single number is the ghost in the machine that dictates the entire architecture.
Okay, so to even start solving this, we gotta simplify the whole thing. It really boils down to two fundamental flows in the system: the moment someone creates a post and the moment someone else wants to read their feed.
And here's the absolute key takeaway. We've got the write path, that's you publishing something, and we've got the read path, that's you building your feed. The million-dollar question for any system designer is, where do you put the heavy lifting? Do you do all the hard work when a post is written, or do you wait and do it all when a feed is read? And that choice, well, that leads us straight to our two main models. Let's kick things off with the first philosophy, the push model. The technical term is fan out on write, and honestly, the name kind of gives the game away. All the work gets fanned out to every follower the moment something is written.
Think of it like sending a newsletter. You, the creator, you do all the work up front. You write it, you format it, you hit send. For all your subscribers, reading it is instant. Why? Because it's already sitting right there in their inbox, ready to go. The heavy lifting happens on the right path. So here's how that actually works under the hood. Someone posts something. The system immediately goes, okay, who follows this person? It gets that list, and then it literally injects that new post into a pre-made, cached timeline for every single one of those followers. That means when you open the app, your feed is already built and just waiting for you. So what's the catch? Well, the pro is obvious. Reading your feed is blazing fast. It's just grabbing that list that's already been computed. But the con is a big one, and it's on the right path. Imagine a celebrity with, say, 100 million followers post something. The system has to perform 100 million individual write operations, like right now. This is famously known as the celebrity problem, and it can literally melt servers. Okay, so that massive problem brings us to the complete opposite approach, the pull model, or fan out on read. If the push model choked on writes, you can probably guess what this one is designed to fix. Let's go back to our analogies. This is like going to a library. The books are all just sitting there on their shelves. When you decide you want to learn about something, you do the work. You walk around, you go to different aisles, and you pull all the books you need to piece together your information. All the hard work happens on the read path. And the flow here shows that total reversal of who's doing the work. When you request your feed, the system wakes up and goes, okay, who do they follow? Then it runs around, grabs the latest posts from all those people, and stitches your timeline together right there on the spot. It's built just in time for you. And here we are on the other side of the trade-off. Writing a post, it's now super fast. A celebrity post is just one little entry into one database table. The celebrity problem? Totally solved. But, and it's a huge but, reading the feed can become painfully slow. If you follow 500 people, the system now has to scramble, run a crazy complex query to pull data from 500 different spots, merge it, sort it, and do all of that in under 200 milliseconds. At scale, that is a monster of a challenge. So what do? We have one model with fast reads but slow writes, and another with fast writes but slow reads. It feels like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Well, this is where the real genius of system design kicks in. It turns out you don't have to choose. You can actually get the best of both worlds. The real-world optimal solution isn't about picking one of these extremes. It's about blending them together in a smart way. The biggest systems realize that not all users behave the same way, and they use that simple fact to build a way more efficient architecture. And here is the elegant solution. For you, me,
For the vast majority of users who have a few hundred, maybe a few thousand followers, the system just uses the push model. It pre-computes our followers' feeds because, hey, the cost is pretty low. But for those celebrities, it flips the script and uses the pull model. Their posts are not pushed out to millions. Instead, when you load your feed, the system just pulls in posts from any celebs you follow and merges them with your otherwise pre-computed feed. It's a beautiful way to solve both problems. So, after going through all of this, the push, the pull, the hybrid, what's the big lesson here? What's the major takeaway? Well, it really comes down to one of the most fundamental, unbreakable laws in all of engineering. That's it. There is no single best answer. The push model isn't inherently better than the pull model, and vice versa. The real skill is understanding the strengths and weaknesses of every approach, and then applying them where they make the most sense. It's all about balancing speed, cost, and complexity. And that kind of leads to one final question I want to leave you with. If you were building a brand new app from the ground up with 0 users, which model would you start with? Would you optimize for fast writes from day one, assuming you don't have any celebrities yet? Or would you try to build for massive scale right from the beginning? The answer tells you a lot about your philosophy on building things. Thanks for diving into this with me.